Hello! If I had a nickel for every single time I was told that I was like early green, I would have 2 nickels.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
Anyway, for this video, I'm going to be stealing one of Early Green's videos, sort of. I'm going to be making a custom nether portal because I haven't made one of those in, like, ever. Except for the one that I made that was really cool, and I want to try it out again. You can't stop me. You're just a viewer. I'm the guy speaking. Okay, before we get into the time-lapse, I just meant to say that all my viewers are important. You're important. I was talking about a completely different other viewer. You're not the one I was just talking about. Now I'm past my rambling, hoping you don't leave the video, I can get on to the interesting part of the video, and the interesting part of the video is me talking about the time-lapse. Now, the first thing I'd like to mention is the shape of the portal, because it's a circle, and most portals are square, unless you're a good Minecraft builder, then they're always circles. So I decided to make a circle portal, but I tried to do it in a different way that most people don't do, and it's not having a big square portal behind it and then doing a circle like more of a facade, but literally just making the portal a circle. Now, how I decided to make this work was make it into a mosaic. I split the portal up into lots of square segments, so it looked like it was covered in all these different colours, and it looks really cool, and it gave off this weird mystical effect. Now, the first idea I had was maybe I can have some parts of the portal be portal, and other parts of it be stained glass, so it would literally be a mosaic. So it would be like a mosaic you'd walk through, a bit like the Mario paintings, I guess. But that didn't really pan out because the red looked a little weird and a little off color, and I didn't really know what to do after that because I was like, how am I going to do these circular bits? So I decided to stick with the purple glass, and then I'd build purple concrete behind it to give it that portal purple look, and it looks really nice. One thing I also added was a black stone rim for better contrast, because it contrasts the obsidian. Black stone is usually like one of the darkest blocks in Minecraft, but here it's a much lighter block than obsidian. I didn't realise how dark obsidian was until I started building this. And after that I added a stone backdrop too, because I wanted to make it look like more like a temple feel, or like it was on the side of a mountain or something, and I think that worked out really well too. What I'd like to mention is how many times I recorded that first segment. For some reason I couldn't get any of my words out. I kept messing them up. I think I called it a purple curdle at one point instead of a purple portal mountain. I'm messing up my words now. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. I can usually do these things in like one take, but I've been going nuts today. One thing I also tried out is in the background where it has the big pink thing now, you can see that the glass panes are looking a lot more bright, a lot more vibrant, along with the actual portal, is I added stripes of pink concrete down the middle to create this almost like a door effect in the background. I thought, hey, why not try this out? And in the end, it actually turned out looking really cool, which I wasn't expecting, and I'm really happy with how just that one segment turned out. I think I tried a couple other designs on the back, and you might see them throughout the video as I'm building or time-lapsing. You'll see like maybe dots or lines appear on the portal where I was thinking, hey, maybe this will look good, maybe this will look good. And that's the testing process you get in building. Sometimes you'll see me add like, I don't know, like a big hand crawling out of the base and it just disappear, and you're like, well, what was that? He doesn't mention that in the time lapse. Why was that there? And it's like, I come up with ideas sometimes and they just don't work, and that's not a bad thing, because in the future those ideas you had, maybe you can put them in another base and it will work. And that's just a really cool thing about art and building in general. Now I'm moving on to the stone backdrop, and with that originally I was thinking, hey, I'm just going to make like a simple brick, I don't know, maybe like a rock land face slide. I'm trying to think of the right word here, but I can't. Anyway, it's just like a rock face. That's what I was thinking originally, and then I went, that would be too hard to texture and I don't want to do that. So instead I made it a temple where I got to do lots of pillars and things like that, and I think it looked really nice, especially at one point where I added like these anks on the wall that are glowing forth, and I was like, wow, this is majestic, this looks awesome, this looks like one of the coolest designs I've done in a very long time. And also adding this stone allowed me to texture, because I love texturing, and all my bases have to have texturing on them. If a base doesn't have texturing on it, what type of base is it? Am I right? You guys get it, don't you? You don't definitely think I'm insane, Andrew? You understand me, don't you? There is a joke that I often say about building sometimes, and it's, if something looks awful, add leaves to it and it will look 10 times better. Now that is a joke. That isn't always true, because if you add leaves to I don't know, a wall that's in the middle of a forest, sorry, not forest, let's say a wall in the middle of a futuristic city, the leaves are going to look a little out of place. But at the same time, it makes anything look run down and makes anything look aged, and it's just a detail you can practically add to most things. And to be honest, the first time I said this, it wasn't actually a joke. I meant it very seriously because I made a base that looked terrible, and then I added leaves and it looked great. Well, welcome back to the land of the living, or in my case, a big purple portal that's behind me. It's very, very cool. I am so happy with how this turned out. Also, you might be wondering, since when was all of this here? And I decided I wanted to do a little detailing around the portal after I finished the time lapse, and one thing led to another, and I spent like 2 hours making all this extra stuff because it was a little easier than trying to design the main portal and coming up with all the ideas and then texturing it all and things. This probably took as much time as all of this, and these trees, they were done today. They were like the simplest ones. I literally just like, these are the best trees I've ever made. I hate to turn away from the portal for a moment. You know, this portal looked amazing, and I really love how it's segmented and how I made the circular portal shape and using glass and different concretes behind it and just everything to make the portal look really cool. But let's talk about these trees for a moment. Every single tree tutorial I can find on my line, right? Because I've been terrible at trees in the past, never good at them, could never figure them out. Because the rule people always kept telling me was, if you're going to build a tree, use 30% leaves, 30% air, or 90%, 10% air, whatever it was, maybe 60% leaf or whatever. And then they talk about trees being maybe, like, let's say these are the branches, right? They say build the leaves around the trees. And in the past, I have just been doing this, and I've been wondering, this is really bad. I've been wondering why that doesn't look good. Now, what they don't tell you you're supposed to do is not just do that, but you're supposed to connect them in between. And that's what I did with these trees. You connect them in between, and then you break apart, and then you basically have to fill in the gaps. By doing that, you start to get a shape, and you also have to build a shape on the outside too. So instead of it just being it can be directly attached, and you use the leaves to do that, but you also build a shape on the outside. And you can see there that it's starting to get a tree shape, although it's definitely not perfect. And I didn't know that before. So I just, when I was building today, I was thinking, well, actually the other day I was thinking, this doesn't look very good, so let me try maybe adding a little bit thicker leaves. And then I had one idea led to another, and then today I went in and I put all those ideas together and decided, hey, maybe my brainstorm will work, and I figured out trees. It was like me unlocking like a new jutsu or something. Tree jutsu, dark oak, you know. They turned out really cool. And also, why don't I mean, glass looks great in trees. I don't know why I don't see more people doing it. I mean, I think it looks great there. Anyway, that's the trees talked about. I don't want to do that for too much longer. Basically, I was saying tree tutorials are not idiot-proof. Also, the forest floor, I just looked at Mumbo Jumbos and went, hey, maybe I can try something like that, and I did that. So that's why there's a base floor. These are probably the coolest features of the whole base, the purple and fog lights, and those just look really cool. The weird things on the side. And finally, the last detail that I added, or one of the cooler details I mean, are these things on the top of the roof. Somebody advised me to add it to that base a couple of days ago, but I couldn't really figure out. I tried to, but it didn't look too great. And I decided, hey, maybe I can do it with this base since it's bigger, and it works, and it looks so cool, and I think that adds so much to the base. And I tried lots of small things. I added some blue details to match with the purple, and I tried to make the stone look like it was fading into dirt and everything. And I think this portal is the best portal I've ever done in Minecraft. It looks so good. I'm so proud of how it turned out, and there's so many details, thousands of details I could go into here. And so, yep, I guess the video's done now. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. Whatever videos you want to see in the future, you know, ask. I'd be happy to see what videos you want to see. Really, it doesn't bother me in the slightest if you ask. I love it when people ask. Go ahead, throw your ideas out there. Also, just putting it out there, if you want to see me do a specific build too, put it in the comments too. If I get enough comments in my next couple of videos talking about builds, or what builds I'm going to do, I think I might do a video where I say, hey, I build all your silly ideas or something, because I think Green did that as well. I'm going to steal from him in all my videos now because people say I'm like him. Haha, no, I'm not. I'm Bradley. That wasn't even a joke. It was just a statement. Okay, bye before I lose the rest of my brain.